Hello, in this video I am going to explain to you how we were able to reduce churn by way over 25% with data analytics, aka more particular advanced analytical predictive churn model that has been built for a software technology company. In this video you're going to find out the exact challenges and the struggles the company has been experiencing that led to this solution being built, the goals and the outcomes that they have been able to achieve with it. You're also going to be able to see the exact solution live in action. So let's go straight into it. Now, the context around the company, they have been, this is a B2B tech software company, and they have been experiencing a big churn lately, okay, around 35% annual churn amongst their top tier subscription. The revenue loss was around 3 million annually in lost subscriptions. Onboarding gaps, basically, majority of the users haven't completed onboarding, which is one of the key areas when in their software. The customer support and experience department has been spending a lot of their time not knowing what to do to retain more customers, to upsell more customers, and to be able to identify which customers are more prone to churn and which are not. Right, and after that we were able to decrease the churn to around 14%. Of course, this is decreasing as we go. Revenue retained around 1.8 million annually. Of course, this is forecasted because of the long subscriptions and ACV cycles, okay, contracts, and of course operational efficiency. Okay, customer support has been able to save hundreds plus of hours of their time, exactly knowing what accounts are more prone to churn and why. And of course, the product team, like engineering team, has been able also to see what features have been able to use and how that features are able to be tweaked, presented more seamlessly, so they increase feature adoption, engagement, and of course users can get to the value quicker in their product to retain for longer times of period. Now, of course, more detailed problems, of course, are like high customer acquisition, decreased customer lifetime value, revenue leakage, because they were basically churn is one of the biggest problems in the whole software technology space. Inconsistent customer engagement, scaling customer success team, like a big operational drag, low product adoption and engagement, and of course, no customer feedback was one of the biggest thing as well. They weren't able to find out why customers are churning, and of course, inability to measure retention strategies. Like a customer support department didn't know, or marketing as well, didn't know what to do to offer customers to retain for longer times of period. And this is not only for technology, okay, tech space industry, this is also applicable for e-com, retail, telecom, tech, healthcare, finance, manufacture, and other industries. Now, why should you even care? Basically, we are a data analytical business intelligence firm, and we have been responsible for driving way over plus 20 million in revenue for companies by bridging the gap between business and data analytics, aka implementing custom data analytical ecosystems, data stacks, advanced analytical solutions like this as well, right? And this is just a quick background around me. And the solution that we have been built is basically predictive churn model, right? Imagine losing a valuable customers without the warning. Well, now you can know exactly when the customers are going to churn, and to be honest, very high accurate, at a very high accuracy. So what is a predictive churn model? It's a machine learning driven solution that analyzes historical and real-time customer data to identify at-risk accounts before they churn. It combines data from various sources to predict churn probabilities and recommend proactive interventions, right? In short lines, that's what it does on like a very granular and technical level, right? And why is this important for a customer support, okay, success experience teams? Well, insights, okay, they're able to understand the churn risk score for each customer. They're able to gain the exact churn signals, okay, they're able to understand what happened that they are prone to churn, or they're gonna churn very fast. They're able to target the specific accounts before they churn. Okay, they know exactly which one are the most priority and which are not. They're able to upsell and cross-sell specific accounts, okay, opportunities that are not prone to churn. And of course, they're able to conduct specific personal outreaches, provide trainings and webinars, tutorials, offers, different marketing and customer success initiatives, so they're able to decrease the churn and of course increase their LTV and retention, right? So that's basically the goal. As you can see here, is very tightly aligning the business goals, needs and priorities, right? Now, and before even go, this is also utilized by many big companies. From HubSpot is one of the biggest one that has been doing this for a very long time ago. And I'm going to probably link down below one of the videos of Dharmesh speaking regarding this exact predictive churn model. Now, Here is one of the solutions that we're able to build, a custom analytical dashboard that showcases them everything, which I'm going to provide you with the exact demo in a few seconds. So this is a custom analytical dashboard made for predictive churn customer success experience department and for their specific end users. I'm going to go over it quickly so you're able to understand what decisions and actions are you able to take using this solution. In the left corner, you're able to see here churn tier distribution, which is basically how accounts, okay, customers are distributed, meaning from low prone churn prone, medium churn prone, and of course critical, okay, the ones that are we focusing on, meaning they are critical and they're probably the most at risk. And we are able to see also how much revenue is at risk. Okay, at low we have seen that is around 800k, okay, 750, medium 870, and of course at critical 800k, meaning that if we don't do and intervene anything, there's a high chance we're going to lose close to $1 million in, of course, of potential earnings, right? And we're also able to see how it's distributed amongst all customer base. As you can see here, 29, 37, 34, and so on and so forth. And of course, if we hover this quickly, I'm going to also be able to see, let me zoom in, the definition, okay, what this means, calculations, the data sources, okay, the table, okay, metadata, where this is from, and of course why it matters, and of course the governance documents are automatically linked in there, so the users can automatically go to it and just get more context around this specific metric. The next one is of course plan distribution. We are able to see how that critical is distributed amongst the top 3 plans, so they're able to focus automatically and of course automatically click on it, and of course focus on the exact accounts down below which are filtered in this specific criteria. As you can see here, Pro, Enterprise, and Basic. On the right one, we have the top key churn reasons. This is example which I'm going to go down the line in the video, but we're able to see the key reasons that result in churn. And as you can see here, if we hover it here, we're able to see key, if I hover it, not use CRM integration, dropped engagement in the last quarter, lack of value realization, no activity for 60 days. These are the key insights, churn reasons that we have found and uncovered. Now the below we have no onboarding completion status, okay, by specific agent, okay, customer support, customer experience agent. They're able to see, okay, how many let's say account manager Jordan Carter has around 10 onboarding to completed, right? And of course here's Jamie Carter, 8, and of course 7. That means they need to complete around 8 onboardings more. And of course the revenue at risk that is here as well is big thing, so they're able to understand which account manager needs a little bit more help, or they need to be a little bit more trained, right? Because they have quite a lot of revenue at risk. As you can see here, this is made specifically just for critical accounts. Same applies for SLA response time, okay, how fast account managers and other response to the specific inquiries. And as you can see here, the red line is 107 minutes. As you can see here, you're able to see for every single one of them, average of time to first reply, again in minutes. As you can see here, for Jordan is 110 minutes, Jamie, and so on and so forth, right? Of course, we need to get this as low as possible. And down below, we have, of course, the critical accounts that we're able to see the name, company, industry, revenue at risk, risk score, and of course, churn risk tier, which is of course critical. And of course, down below, we can also click on it like this. And I'm automatically able to see and read insights. Let's say for this account, I can see customer engagement dropped significantly with API usage around 62 calls a day. Several features remain unused, suggesting limited adoption. Of course, inactivity period is within acceptable limits. Low feature utilization with high risk score of 9.0. And of course, retaining this account is vital as the customer is in the education sector with potential of upselling to our basic plans. Losing this account will result in around 45k plus an annual revenue loss considering their basic subscription tier. And of course, if I click on this as well, I'm also able to gain even more data to it. As you're able to see Aaron Becker, onboarding completed, Morgan Kelly, and of course lifetime value. We have this client usage API feature, usage of free integration features, days inactive, retention days, email sent, tickets raised, and so on and so forth. And I can just click it back and see and go back to my day and just analyze more data, so that we are able to create better actions and better nurturing campaigns to retain more customers. And of course, here we are able to see churn model overview and the key descriptions about the churn, accuracy, and everything, right? It's just a quick rundown to it. Now let's go to the Slack automatic reports. Now here are the Slack automatic reports, which is basically the automatic reports that whenever there is a high risk customer, the exact end user in the specific department is going to get notified in Slack. And here's how it looks like. They're able to get automatically notified with their customer name, email, company, package, product, risk score, and of course the key insights. Why this risk score, okay, why are they high risk? And as you can see here in activity, feature usage, core feature API integrations is not activated, onboarding stage, recommendations, and so on and so forth, right? And this is one of the key features that we have developed. Now, into the next slides, I'm going to provide you with the exact steps that we have took so you can do this for yourself as well. So this is a high level overview of predictive churn model so you understand how it works and how you're able to build it for yourself as well. We have your historical unified data, your customer churn history, then you need to train and build a machine learning model, and then it divides into sections. It goes through a whole customer base and it provides you with the exact score for that each individual account, meaning from 1 to 10 how likely that account is going to churn. We also have specific tiers from low, medium, and high, aka critical, that our team is easily able to focus on the most critical accounts and nurture them to retain them for longer times of periods. For the lower tiers, they're able, aka the happy customers, which we call them, they're able to expand and of course predict upsells and expansion opportunities as well. But in our case, it goes into more predictive churn model, meaning it receives Slack notifications, aka for the accounts that are more critical to churn. It also presents in the custom analytical dashboard that we just presented to you, and then they're able to provide and make decisions on it, and of course take specific actions on it. And of course, for the happy customers, you're able to go and predict upsells and of course expansion opportunities, and basically expand that account, upsell them, and so on and so forth. But that's for another video down the line. Now, how this all works? Let's start here in the first step. Definitions of goals. By now, this is not for company that just starts in their data maturity. For not, you need to have quite a lot of decent size amount of data, and you need to be at quite a decent stage in your data maturity curve. If you don't know this, I'm gonna link down below a couple of videos which you can educate yourself regarding that. But you need to conduct before that and build a data strategy, interview the stakeholders, and agree on the exact definitions. These very important steps, because if you don't do this, you're not going to be able to create an analytical solution, either that be a dashboard, that or whatever it is, like a machine learning model, whatever it is, AI project that aligns to your goals, needs, and priorities, and it's not going to get adopted at your company because it's not going to achieve full adoption because it doesn't provide the direct ROI to that specific end user. Now, you need to ask and interview the exact stakeholders. If you're watching this and you are like a CTO, COO, whatever you are, you need to sit down with a specific end user, aka who's going to be using the data, the analytical solution, whatever it is in that specific department, and interview them on what is considered a churn customer, what is our churn rate, what is bad churn rate, and why. What actions are you going to take if the churn rate is bad? What actions are you going to take if the churn rate is good, and so on and so forth, right? What if this account is churned because of this, and so on and so forth. And this is one of the key also, which is you're going to be able to uncover key churn reasons, why churn even happens in the first place, right? So make sure you do this very, very specifically. Down below, I'm going to attach some of the videos to be able to educate yourself how to do this more in depth. Now, unify data across the organizations, meaning you need to build scalable data architecture. If you don't do this, this is not possible to do without it. You need to understand and gain insights into all across your organizations. How you do this, you centralize all your data from different departments, from your different data sources, from your marketing data, product data, customer success, sales data, revenue data, and so on and so forth. Why? Because you cannot understand and gain a full picture of why things are happening and understand insights and uncover bottlenecks if you're just having your product data. It simply won't work. You're basically having a map, but you're only able to see 20% of that specific map. You're not going to be able to go to from point B to from point A to point B, right? And how to build this is very simple. You have your unified, your data sources, which you extract the data utilizing tool like ETL, which is extract, transform, and load inside of the data warehouse. The data storage where the data is stored, modeled from raw data to analytical type of data to be able to be used in producing business outcomes. Then you can visualize your data in your business analytical tools, business intelligence tools like Power BI or Tableau, or utilizing in our case for more advanced solutions as AI and machine learning. If you're utilizing and extracting data directly from Uh, product data, you need to utilize real-time or event data tools such as Kafka or Segment, and of course fetching that data directly inside of the data warehouse. And this is an example of a data architecture which you can copy. And in our case, we utilize Python. The data warehouse was BigQuery, and of course for business intelligence was Power BI, and of course machine learning models which we developed and trained. Now, identify key churn insights. Now, this is very key. Now, why is this key? Because if you interview the stakeholders, the executives, you will understand why churn is happening and what are the questions the end user, okay, let's say product manager, head of product, CTO, customer success manager or leader, wants to answer it. And if we interview them, we uncover them, but also our team has analyzed the data because we had a unified data from all their organization, all their data sources, meaning from product, sales, and so on and so forth. You get the point. You can even also reach out to the customers who churned and also the ones who are still a customer to go on a 15-minute call with them to understand the feedback. Some of the companies also offer them a 30 gift card or whatever it is, just to understand why they churned and understand how they can improve the product and customer experience overall, right? But in our case, we analyze all of their data utilizing tools like Pandas, which is like a library, Python, SQL, and even AI, right? Our data analysts done that. And we uncover certain things, let's say activity drop-off, meaning 70% of churned users stop logging in after day 14. Retained users consistently logged 5 times a week. Onboarding gaps, 80% of churn users failed to complete onboarding tasks. Customers completing onboarding were 19% more likely to renew. Skip features, 60% of churn users never use advanced reporting or task dependencies features. Retained users explored these features within the first 3 months. Support frustration, meaning 50% of churn accounts haven't gotten back in their inquiries, again the SLAs and in their tickets that they created. And basically the customers who got a reply back and resolved issue much more faster stayed 2x longer. And of course ignored marketing campaigns, meaning 40% of churn users never opened onboarding emails or webinar invites. And customers engaging with the marketing team, emails and the webinars and so on and so forth, they were 30% more likely to renew. And these are key insights that we were able to uncover because they're gonna play a big role in building and training our machine predictive model, right? And you get the point basically. There's way more than that, but for sake of this video, these are the key ones. Now, here is basically how we built and trained this predictive model using historical data. Now, the first one is data segmentation. You need to split data sets into training one and of course the one that is going to be able to compare the model's accuracy and reliability. The training one is around 80%, and of course the testing data is 20%. In our case, we had 10,000 customers and 2K churned customers. And if you know anything, you know that this is going to create a very big imbalance. So we had to create a synthetic data of churned customers to make a balance again, meaning 8K to 8K, meaning 8 customers and to 8K churned customers. And what does synthetic data mean? Which is basically duplicate samples of churned. So the model is going to be able to predict and give better predictions. The second one is model selection. We had to create and utilize correct models. In our case, it was random forest, handles complex interactions between features and features, meaning this is a very good model that is very good for complex interactions between multiple features, as in our case, because we have quite a few features that impact churn. But on the market, you have very big choice between multiple machine learning models. You can't pretty much go wrong with it. The third one is training the model. The model is trained using the training data sets that we had previously provided in the previous site, features included, and in our case it basically predicted and assigned a score to each account from 1 to 10. But we also had tiers. So let's say from low risk was green, medium risk was yellow, high risk was red, okay, critical, right? And the customer success team, experience team focused on the high risk red. Model validation, we had to make sure that the model is validated, okay, actually performs and is accurate, and of course, when I say accurate, to degree accurate. And we utilize this formula, which is basically our area under the curve. As you can see here, it has to be a perfect model as close to the above corner, as better. That's the more above it is, the better quality it is. And of course, as you can see here, random model, okay model, and of course the perfect model. This is the criteria we utilized, utilizing the testing data. The fifth one is modeling output, meaning assigning churn risk scores. Each account has been assigned specific churn risk score. For an example, high 80% churn risk hasn't logged in for 30 days, skipped onboarding, unresolved tickets. Basically giving you the exact reasons why things are happening, and every single feature has been weighted, meaning let's say how much weight has been on if the customer didn't complete onboarding. Does that impact score a lot or not? And we've done that in the third step. And sixth one, okay, here's the tools that we utilize for building a model. I also have some of the tools that we utilize for other solutions, but you can read them through here from Azure Machine Learning, Data Reboot, Google Cloud AI, of course, Random Forest, and so on and so forth, right? Now, deployment to end users, as you can see here, we have deployed it by building custom analytical dashboards, and of course, as well providing automatic reports inside of the Slack channel. Longer term optimizations, we had to make sure that track model performance metrics, meaning that actually identifies the accounts and flags the accounts to the correct score. Second one is compare churn rates over time, aka actually seeing how much it improves the model, and of course if it's really affecting the business outcomes. Third one is continuously updating the model, meaning every time it has to be retrained, especially if the new changes are happening inside of the company. In our case, we are retraining it not for 3 to 6 months, but actually every 30 days. Fourth, monitor for model drift, meaning as the time goes by, company is going to change, things are going to change, and you need to make sure that accuracy and reliability of the model actually increases or at least stays the same, meaning it doesn't drop off. And you need to make sure that doesn't happen, because that's called model drift. Sixth, gather feedback from the team. This is probably the most important one. You need to make sure that actually you gather the feedback from the team that provides quantifiable result of this solution, because if it doesn't, it's quite irrelevant. And of course, seven, review the cost and benefit of the retention actual results that you're able to achieve with this particular model. Now, here is the top outcomes have you achieved with the predictive churn model: 25% reduced customer churn, increased 25% revenue retention, revenue saves around 1.8 million a year right now, improved team efficiency for plus 15%, and of course, improved decision making by way over 40%, because it just makes their job 10 times more easier and 10 times more accurate. Now, here are some of the mistakes that we've done in the building this. Overcomplicating it. When we started doing this, we trying to import way too many variables, but you cannot be focused when building a machine learning model at the start to being it the most accurate, because that's simply not the case. You need to weigh the difference between actually delivering the business value and feasibility, right? Because having a model that forecasts accuracy in 80% range will completely justify the value, and there is no significant change if the model predicts at accuracy 95% of the time. Meaning, in our case, it really doesn't. If it predicts 80% of the time or 95% of the time, it really doesn't matter. It achieves same value for the business sake, but in our case, it just makes it 10 times more harder, because we need to provide more variables and so on and so forth. So make it simple. That's the key. Keep it simple. Ignoring data quality. Of course, before even starting this, you need to make sure the data quality is 100% inside of the data warehouse in the semantic layer. Overfitting data model. Building a model too closely tailored to historical data makes it less effective for new or unseen scenarios, right? An overfit model performs well in testing, but it fails in real-world applications missing genuine churn cases, right? Meaning you need to utilize cross-validation to ensure the model generalizes well across different data subsets. Basically, and testing it on live, regularly data on updated new features and new patterns. As the insights that we provide in the third slide, I think, you need to make sure that new features are constantly coming in, and they're actually the reasons why people are churning in our case. Neglecting feedback loops, you need to constantly improve this. Not just by improving in the technical aspect, but you need to constantly ask the end user of how they're using it and how we can improve it from their stance, from their perspective. And of course, lack of interpretability, meaning using complex black box without clear explanations for churn predictions. Teams may not trust or act on predictions without understanding why an account is flagged as a risk. We realized that end users didn't really realize how the model worked. And that's why one of the reasons why we provided a hover effects inside of the analytical dashboards and in our business glossary as well, so they understand how every single
criteria of the account is calculated, meaning what happened, why did it happen, why is it scored at 80%, okay, 8.0, why is it critical, and so on and so forth. They understand the exact weights of the model, and as why was it assigned that particular score, right? And that's very, very key. Now, takeaways in the next steps, of course, these are the results that we were able to achieve. Decrease churn to around 18% from 25% reduction, revenue retained around 1.5 million, 1.8 million, pardon, and of course, operational efficiency, 25% workload decrease, and of course saved way over 100 plus hours of their time. And of course, feature adoption, product team, they're able to understand what features are being used, what are the key value features that relate to longer retention periods. And of course, if you're looking to decrease your churn, improve your profits, increase your data maturity, and gain an edge in your marketplace using data analytics, you can book a call with our exploration team, and we will be glad to help you.